We are back with you. Thank you so much for tuning in here on a Monday morning. Well, the markets opened up with a little higher bias on the corn and soybeans. Let's see if they are maintaining that or not. Let's go ahead and go to the board here and take a look at our quotes provided by Bar Chart. Now, on the corn, we currently have December. Now it's firming up again. We have it 5 1/4 higher at 493 1/4. And now we're within a penny and a quarter of our high of the overnight and early morning. So starting to push once again after selling off after the opening bell. Soybeans, they're showing double-digit gains everywhere you look. You have November now up 16 at 14.03 3/4. Last time we checked, it was at 13.99 and some fractional change, so it's firming up too. All right, on wheat in Chicago, still lower. December at 6.14 3/4 is down 7 cents at the moment. And on Kansas City wheat, December down 13.5 at 7.51, a couple of pennies from its low of the day. Wow, we're off of our overnight high by at least 18 cents there. In Minneapolis wheat, December is down 5.5 cents at 7.96.5, had been over $8 overnight. And let's see what cotton is doing this morning. New crop December down 75 points at 86.56. It had been as high as 87.84 in the overnight trade. So we have backed off of that now by about $1.30 or 130 points, I guess I should say. So with that in mind, let's bring in the one and only Mr. Chris Swift of Swift Trading. He's based right here in Nashville. And he joins us on set. Always a pleasure to have you come in.
Always a pleasure to be here.
So getting mixed signals out of the grain markets today, what's your take?
More of the same. So we still see the wheat market lower, softer, because we got a lot of wheat, and we believe that we're going to put a lot of wheat in the ground for the winter wheat planting seedings there. And then we've got corn, 4 million acres more. The crop progress tour last week didn't show anything devastating. Showed a few fields that probably could use a little bit more work than others. But the beans are probably still the ordeal. We know that we've got second crop beans that are really in bad shape. We've got some that going through this blooming session right now that is in bad shape. And then yesterday, Saturday we went up into southern Kentucky, saw some of the bean fields there. Right up on top of all the hills, the beans were brown. So they've already had some issues to taken with them, and I think that'll continue to kind of work on that yield as we go forward.
And if that's the case, the rain won't matter now.
And I don't think it's going to. I think whatever the crop is, it's going to be. So,
interesting stuff. All right. So now we did have overnight export sales reported this morning. I'm
corn,
sure you
beans,
saw that.
Yep.
We can share that with our viewers. We did sell soybeans, and they went to unknown destinations. 296,000 tons. That was a nice big amount. And corn, 123,000 tons to Mexico. But I mean, yeah, they were good numbers, but not good enough, are they?
Well, no, but I mean, you got to figure what would be good enough. Everybody wants to see the bigger numbers and all, but this has been consistent. That's one thing that we've noticed, and I think that's more important, is the consistency of it, saying, well, we didn't buy a bunch and now we don't need any more. And that's just not the case. They're consistently bringing in, and just like anything with the price rising, well, we don't want to buy everything up front because then we might be paying the highest price for it for the rest of the year. So I think they're just going hand to mouth right now, and that consistency means more to me than if you had a bigger sale at some point in time.
So it appeared to me that over the weekend, a lot of the Midwest missed out on the rain. And I wondered how much support that was going to offer the corn, and maybe that's what's holding up soybeans today.
It could be. I doubt very much. They did get in the far north, Minnesota, Michigan, they had some pretty bad storms that came through there. But other than that, nothing. We got a nice little rain shower here, so it was welcome, but nothing that's going to improve the crop production at all.
If you haven't unloaded your old crop corn and soybeans at this point, I suppose you might as well wait, maybe? Well, I don't know.
It's kind of interesting because we're kind of in a wait and see pattern too. We think beans are going higher. So that's the thing that we are looking at, and we're encouraging our clients to store beans over corn. The cheapest corn right now is today. So when you're looking as a purveyor, you got to go, well, if I'm going to buy corn, today's the cheapest price. If I'm a marketer of it, then I got to look all the way out into May, July, where I can capture some of the premium that's available in there. And then we talk about storage. And with all the on-farm storage that we have now, those bases make quite a bit of a difference there.
With the revenue insurance.
With the revenue, to the farmer there. So not only, we have X amount that we can do with price, but basis is a whole nother marketing venue out there. And with on-farm storage, you have a tremendous amount of control over it.
Good point. All right, we'll come back in a moment and we'll go ahead and take another look at our livestock trade on a Monday. All right, we're back with you. Here's something you don't see all the time. I want to bring it up on the screen, and that's our oats trade. What's it doing this morning? Well, what do they know today, Chris? December oats are 8 1/4 higher. Look at that, 509 1/2 on December oats. They're more than corn.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. All right, let's see what cattle are doing this morning. October live cattle down 15 cents at 181.02, and you have December down just 7 cents at 185.05. The far out deferreds are just a touch higher. So basically, live cattle are kind of treading water today. Feeders, they're getting a little momentum behind them. September up 82 cents at 252.02, and October up 77 at 254.72 now. It just changed. So the most strength is front loaded here in the feeder cattle trade. On the lean hogs, you currently have October up 75, December 40 higher at 72.42. If you were with us when we opened up the market, the hogs were lower, and now they're firming up mainly on the nearby contracts, which is kind of a friendly sign, Chris, wouldn't you say, if you have the front end leading the way?
Absolutely.
So coming back kind of nicely there. You're a cattle guy. What are you looking for this week on the cattle trade?
You know, it's interesting, the consumer more than anything. We know we don't have any cattle. We know that we're down 3 to 4% on all of our slaughter, beef production, cattle production. Everything's just down 3 to 4%. So there's not a lot that really can happen in the cattle production on it, but everything's hinging on the consumer. Myself, others are very perplexed that the consumers continue to be able to purchase at this level. So that's really about it. Unfortunately, probably stagnant more than anything. That's the way we've been for the last several weeks.
What did you find out last week about the hot temperatures and we were hearing rumors of death losses?
Yeah, and I've heard rumors as well, but I've never heard anything confirmed.
Really?
And if you go back 3 or 4 weeks ago in July when we had that really hot week there, we'd also heard of some death losses in that, but nothing that really made what you might call the mainstream media. We haven't seen any of that, and I don't have anything that's a confirmation of it. So they could say, you know, yes, there was X. I don't have any of that.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
So it's more rumor than it is anything. No doubt it probably happened, but it doesn't seem to be as widespread.
Yeah, well, I hate to hear about that anytime it ever
Anytime,
happens, but
yeah.
almost every year you hear of it somewhere. All right, well, thanks for coming in.
Always a
Appreciate
pleasure, Marlin.
Chris
Always.
Swift of Swift Trading with us right here from Nashville.